So we're going to start by lifting our hands to the sky, taking a deep breath, breathing out, and then just folding down and holding there. Keep taking some deep breaths. And standing back up. And then we're going to take a knee. Make sure that you're at 90 degrees as much as you can. Take a deep breath out to engage your core. And you should be able to feel that. And then pushing your left, well, it depends what knee you're at. If you've got your right leg up, push your left hip forward like this, and you should feel a stretch coming down here, and then just holding it there. If you're not feeling the stretch, just try and have a little play around in that position. It is quite an awkward one, but once you get it, it's quite a good stretch. And then dropping your hands to the ground, pushing your left leg back so that you're into a lunge position. And again, just holding this position for around 10 seconds, breathing all the way through. And put your hands on the floor to the left of your right foot, and then straighten that back leg out so that you're in this position, and just keep your head up looking forward, and again just holding it there. So now I want you to take your right hand, feed it through this gap here, so behind your other arm, and just holding it like that. It's a bit of an awkward position, but it's pretty good first thing in the morning. And then in a minute we're going to straighten both our legs so that we're pushing back, and we're going to lift our right arm to the sky, like this. And then just twisting your body around, point your hand to the sky, and then just sit back into that stretch. And then I want you to repeat that movement 5 times. You don't have to keep it as a stretch, but just nice flowy movements. And do that 5 times. And then dropping your knee. So we're just going to repeat all of that on our other leg. So again, keeping your legs at 90 degrees. Breathing out to engage your core, and then pushing your right hip forward now, trying to feel that stretch down the front of your leg. Putting both hands on the floor, taking your right leg back so that you're in a lunge position, and then just take a deep breath and just sink into that lunge stretch. Again, just holding it and breathing. putting both hands on the floor to the right of your foot, and then I want you to straighten that back leg so that you're in this position, and again just keeping your head forward and breathing. With this one, try to not let this knee fall out to the side like that. Try and keep it as straight as possible so it's in a nice locked position. And then just like we did on the other side, I want you to now take your left hand, feed it through the gap which is behind your right arm, and just holding it there. And then I want you to straighten that front leg and twist up and reach up to the sky. Making sure you're pushing into that right heel as well. Trying to get that to the ground. You probably won't go to the ground, but just pushing it down to get that calf stretch. And I want you to repeat that movement 5 times in your own time. And then dropping your knee. So now we're gonna work on our quads. So we'll probably do the simpler version. So I want you to put your right knee up like this, put both hands to the floor, and then I want you to reach around with your right hand and grab your left foot and just try and hold it like that. You can put a pillow under your knee for support if you want, and just your aim is to just get as low as you can. Obviously don't push yourself if it's really tight, but try and get your right shoulder to your right knee and just hold it there and feel the stretch. And then if you're not really feeling that, you can also drop to your elbow, and that should be a really deep stretch then. Okay, then coming back up, we're just going to swap legs and do it again on the other side. So lifting your left leg up, putting your hands down, taking your left hand, reaching it round and grabbing your right foot, and then again just sinking into that stretch, trying to get your left shoulder to your left knee and just really feel that stretch in. So if you want to get a deeper burn, again just drop your right arm to your elbow, and that should make a deeper stretch. Coming up, we're going to do some hamstring. I don't really know what these are called, but I like to call them kind of like rolls, because that's what we'll do. I want you to take your right leg, put it out straight in front, put both hands either side of your leg, and just go into whatever position feels comfortable. It's only 8:30 in the morning, so don't go too hard if it's too much of a stretch. And I want you to just keep it's really important that you try and keep your hips at 90 degrees, like keep them square. Because if they're like this, it's just not going to get as much of a stretch, and it could be stretching different parts of your body. So really keep them straight at 90 degrees. And I want you to just bend that front knee and then straighten it. Trying to get in your chest to your knee as well when you straighten it. And just do that 10 times. And then when you've done that, swap over to your other leg. Again, remembering to keep your hips straight at 90 degrees. And then again, getting into a position that feels comfortable, hands either side, and then start going through that movement. Okay, so now we're going to work on our glutes. So we'll probably do the one on our back. So if you lie on your back, bending your knees up to 90 degrees like this. And then we'll do right leg first, taking your right leg and trying to get your ankle onto your left knee. So your right knee should be out at an angle. And just try and hold it there. You can also use the couch to help if you've got a couch, and you do that by putting your left foot onto the couch. You can also use a wall and just using that to push into it. I like doing it like this, but do whatever works for you. Put both hands behind your left knee and then just pull towards you. And you should feel this in your right glute. And again, just breathing all the time. And swapping sides. Okay. And then today I'm going to add in a new stretch. It's okay if you can't do it, if you can't get your legs out that far. But I want you to sit like this on your mat or on your carpet or your floor, whatever. And then just put both legs out to the side and straddle as much as you can. And again, it's okay if your legs are only out here, if you can't straighten them. It's just whatever works for you. Don't push yourself and just go to whatever feels comfortable. And then I want you to just sit up as straight as you can. And then just folding forwards. And you should probably, depending on how flexible you are, I mean I'm feeling the stretch just here. And you should feel that around your here, like your groin, hip area. And just holding it there, trying to get a little bit lower with every breath. can use your legs. I'm kind of out of shot there, but put your hands on your legs for some support as well. Just trying to get that chest. Instead of folding like this, it's better to just keep straight, even though it might feel like you're not getting down as much. It's just better for the stretch, really. And if you want to get deeper, put both hands out and just fall forward. Again, trying not to bend at the waist, trying to keep as straight as you can. Some of you might be able to get your chest to the floor. And just breathe in. And then to get a further stretch and to kind of warm our back up as well, we're going to twist in this motion. So we're just basically doing opposite. So right hand comes this side, left hand comes over, and trying to keep as straight as you can in your back. Just slide over as much as you can and just holding that position. Should feel this around, like down the sides of your back. And then doing the other side, just twisting round. You might find you have one side tighter than the other. But again, just go to wherever's comfortable for you. Then just to get some movement in there, we're going to do the same, but in a little bit faster, so we're not going to hold it, just nice and slow, going through that movement, and then straight into the other side. And we'll do 5 each side. Okay, so we're also going to add a new one in, and this is for our hips. So I'm really bad at this one because as a snowboarder, I'm sure many other snowboarders will agree, you get really tight hips. So we'll do this leg, our right leg first. So I want you to kind of sit down as if you were going to sit cross-legged, and then take your right foot and make sure that your ankle is on your knee. So kind of similar to what we were doing in the glute stretch earlier, but we sat down and it's more of like a cross-legged position. And basically you're just trying to get your knee to the ground, but as you can see I'm very far off. And you should be feeling that like in here, kind of like your hip slash glute. And just try and stretch it to the ground, but don't push it obviously, just go whatever's comfortable. I'm already feeling the stretch and I'm miles off the ground, so... And then we're going to swap sides. So again, as if you're going to sit in a cross-legged position, take your left leg and put your ankle on your right knee. And again, just trying to stretch that knee to the ground. Again, like if any of this does cause you pain or it's just too sore or if it's just not working, it's totally fine to just sit that one out. Then going into the next stretch. So if you've got a couch or a wall or anything behind you, this might help, but it's totally fine if you don't. So I'll show you how to use the couch. So I'm just sitting back, keeping as straight as possible, bringing my knees up to my chest like this, and then just letting them fall out to the side, putting both feet together. And if you don't have a couch or anything, just similar thing, you just don't have anything to rest against, just grab both feet and just try and sit up straight as you can and just hold that position. So what I do, I like this stretch, I try and get my knees to the ground. I kind of feel that like right in your hips. But to do that I need to put my hands behind me, just kind of use that to push into the ground. Do a little rock as well if you want. I usually find that this gets my legs really woken up in the morning. Okay. So now we're going to go into some, we might as well finish with legs just before I go into backs. Stand up. Grab, so yeah, you want both feet facing forwards, in straddle like this, not too wide, not like a bit wider than shoulder width, so just like this. Grab both elbows and then just bend down at the waist and holding it like that. It's good to take some deep breaths in this position. Again, just swaying from side to side. If you want to increase the stretch on your hamstrings. If you can't straighten both your legs, that's totally fine. If you want to have a little bend in them. And then in this position, I want you to put both hands on the ground and in trying to keep your feet flat and your heels on the floor. So you might want to put like a little book or something if you've got anything handy, if you find it too difficult, under your heels. But I want you to just bend down, you can turn your feet out at an angle, and then just putting both elbows on both your knees, putting your hand into like a prayer position, and then just try and push your knees out to the side, and you should feel this in your hips. Again, you might want to put something under your heels if it's too difficult. This is one of my go-to stretches just before, because like when we do competitions, there is like generally quite a bit of waiting around when you're at the top of the slope, and just before like you go for your run, I'll always do like an extra warm-up, because you might have like 10-15 minutes in between doing your actual practice and then doing your competition run, so I always do an extra warm-up, and this one's really good just to get my legs really bent again before going off the jump. So yeah, I do really like this one. Okay, so now we're going to do some back stretching, and we'll start by just rolling in a ball, say 5 times. Then I want you to straighten both legs out in front, bend your left knee up like this, take your right arm, keep it straight, take it round so that it's on your left knee, but again keeping it locked. Take your left arm, put it behind you, and then sitting up as tall as you can. Take a deep breath in, and then as you take a breath out, just twist around. You might get a few clicks because it's first thing in the morning, but it's a really nice stretch. And then turning it round to the other side, lifting your right leg up so it's at this angle, taking your left arm straight, putting your right hand behind you, and just taking it round so that it's locked into that right knee. And again, sitting up tall, taking a deep breath in, and then just twist around as you breathe out. Okay, so we're going to do some cats. Again, one of my favourite stretches for snowboarding. So you want to be on all fours, take your back up, so this high point here, just try and take it to the sky as much as you can, and then do the complete opposite and arch it as much as you can. And just do that 5 times. This is nice to take some deep breaths as well. Just really gets you back warmed up. And then going into this position from there, taking a few deep breaths. And then pushing back into this pose. And then just holding it there, because this is quite a nice one just to let everything relax. Okay, so going from this position, I want you to then go into the downward dog. So just lifting up, straightening both your legs, pushing through your hands, and then trying to get your heels to the ground. Again, it doesn't matter if you've got a bend in your legs, like mine aren't fully locked out. And then I want you to just pedal through your feet. So you should feel this in your calf. Just bending one, straightening the other. And I want you to do 10 each side. All the while trying to keep pushing through your shoulders, so really feeling it through your hands. And then coming back down. And then this one I really like just because it gets you going upside down a bit, going into different body movements which you might not usually do. So I want you to just lay down on your back, taking both legs to the sky. Doesn't matter if you've got a bend in your leg, just as much as you can. And then just taking it back over your head, and then just holding it wherever feels comfortable. You should feel this in your hamstrings. And in your back as well. And then coming down, and we'll just do a little bit of mobility just to get our bodies properly warm. So if you come to the front of your mat, lay down on your back with your knees at 90-degree angle, arms out to the side, keeping your back fully flat on the ground at all times. So you can do that by really engaging your core, and then just moving your legs to the side. And that should be working like a lot of your muscles, like your core muscles and your back. And just do 5 each side. And the next one, I want you to put your legs to the side like this. So just both bent to the side. And then taking both hands, and if you've got your right leg up here, take them to the right leg, so down the side of your thigh, put them directly parallel. And I want you to just twist around, so twist your head to the right, and then just hold it there. Again, you should be feeling this like in your back. And then swapping sides. If you want to hold any of these stretches longer, then that's totally fine as well. It's just bending both knees like this. Taking both hands, putting them parallel to your left thigh, and then again just twisting your head to the right, the left. Okay, so then last but not least, we'll do a little bit of movement to get our legs and body properly warm. So just complete body weight, just do 10 squats. And then I want you to lunge forwards, again completely in your own time, and put your arms out to this position. Don't let your knee drop to the floor, just keep it bent. And then if you've got your right leg forward, just twist your arms to the right and then stand back up. And I want you to do 5 each leg. This is another one of my favourite warm-ups when I'm actually on the mountain. Just really getting your body working and twisting, because we do all sorts of different twists and movements when we're on our snowboards. Okay, so that's the session done. I hope you feel really good now after the big stretch, and I hope you have an awesome rest of your day. And I'll be doing this again first thing tomorrow morning. I'll set a time later tonight when I know, but yeah, I hope you enjoy. And again, if you've got any comments or questions, just leave them in the comment box below. So thank you and enjoy the rest of your day.